Despite any physical evidence against 26-year-old Dmitry Lyubimov related to an armed burglary, Fort Lauderdale detectives were sure they had the right man. After all, 2 police officers identified him after a brief look during the suspected burglar's getaway. That bit of evidence kept Lyubimov in a Broward jail for more than 8 months without bond. City commissioners will vote Wednesday night on whether to pay $150,000 to settle Lyubimov's wrongful arrest lawsuit. Detectives put the pressure on Lyubimov to confess during an interrogation.
You know the difference between you and me, Dmitry? Is that if I was sitting in that chair and I had 2 detectives and actually another officer and 2 other detectives telling me that I had done something they had seen me and I actually had not done it, I would be defiant.
After the defense asked for DNA results to clear their client, police realized the test had never been asked for. 7 months later, after a DNA analysis on the ball cap that the alleged burglar dropped during his getaway was processed, the analysis pointed to another man, later arrested on similar charges in another city, with fingerprints matching as well. Police used the DNA evidence and fingerprints to identify career criminal Justin White, who was arrested by Lighthouse Point police on December 2011 on charges of armed burglary, possession of stolen property, and car theft.
Florida cops keep innocent man in jail for 8 months, resulting in $150,000 settlement. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department got it wrong when they arrested the wrong man thinking he was a burglary suspect. But the Florida Police Department still kept him in jail for 8 months for the crime he did not commit. Dmitry Lyubimov was not released until authorities finally acknowledged that they lacked physical and DNA evidence. Now the city has reached a wrongful arrest settlement of $150,000 with the 26-year-old man. Lyubimov was minding his own business on the streets of Fort Lauderdale when he was arrested by police in July 2011, the South Florida Sun-Sentinel reports. Police claimed Lyubimov matched the description of the real suspect, Justin White. Both are pictured above with Lyubimov on the left. A 911 call was made because White was walking on someone's property with a gun. Officers Jesus Gonzalez and Felicia Barnwell responded to the scene and tried to stop White, who then fled on a stolen scooter. White ditched his scooter, then hopped over a fence, leaving only his hat behind. As the officers searched the streets for him, they came across Lyubimov, who was dressed in similar attire, mistaking him for White, and arresting him. Lyubimov denied the allegations. And his phone records even showed that he was on the phone with his girlfriend during the police chase. But authorities did not buy it. So with cops still chasing me, I am dialing my girlfriend and talking to her for 25 minutes instead of thinking how to escape police, he wrote while in jail in 2011. It don't make no sense. I am just frustrated with all this. It all is like a bad dream or something. Okay, hopefully it will end soon. The scooter that the real suspect had left behind was tested for fingerprints days after the incident, but they did not match Lyubimov's fingerprints. It was not until 7 months after Lyubimov's arrest that a DNA examination on the hat White left behind proved that Lyubimov was not the man who fled from them. Lyubimov's attorney Hugh Corner had this to say. It's their self-assuredness and their refusal to believe that they could be wrong that failed them. They have a responsibility not just to apprehend criminals, but to protect the innocent. Lyubimov filed suit swiftly after being released from jail. The $150,000 settlement was reached this week. Even Fort Lauderdale Vice Mayor Dean Trentalis weighed in saying, I think this is a terrible tragedy that was perpetrated on this individual, Dmitry Lyubimov, because of their incomplete investigation and their refusal to recognize basic facts.